Hello everyone, my name is Jared. Welcome back to another video. This is part 6 of my scrap trike build. And the first thing I'm gonna have to say is I haven't really had the patience or the time to take this thing back out to my grandparents' house so I can actually work on it. But this is overall my most minimal effort build I've ever done. And with barely any effort, I managed to get so much done and find a lot of flaws. As you can see, this thing doesn't really like this little piece right here. This spiel right here, which is the piece that has been used for basically for the original bike. This is what kept the rear tire in place, like a little mounting bracket. Actually, this is from that little Murray kids bike. This from this tire right here. It's one of those bikes that have that little piece of metal all spouting out the side to keep the wheel on and aligned and all that. Basically, what I did was I cut the section off so that it would be rendered as a spacer. Anyways, another thing I have done is I went to the hardware store. No, I didn't go to a hardware store. I went to an AutoZone near that's literally down the road from my house. Literally down the street from my house, and forked out $8 of the little money I have in my wallet. And bought some JB Weld. And I used that JB Weld to basically patch the remaining mechanism together. And as you can see, it's working pretty well. And what I did with that JB Weld is pretty self-explanatory, as you can see right now. I JB Welded the pedals all together. I JB Welded the bolts on. I JB Welded the sprocket. Well, this deal right. I JB Welded the sprocket and the inner bearing together. So they're actually now one. And also JB Welded these two nuts right here because they kept slipping. And this whole thing is basically botched together at my house with just nothing more than a tube of quick weld for JB Weld quick weld. But and another thing I need to do is sand everything back down to bare metal so I can go to the hardware store again and fork like a couple bucks in spray paint so I can get this thing all prettied up. The only issue is I'm gonna have to figure out how to paint everything, since basically this wheel is stuck on here, and I'm not gonna cut all this off again because this took way too much effort to do. So, but anyways, all of the modifications that I have working brakes, as you can see. Everything hasn't really been tightened accordingly, though if I have tightened it any further, the wheel wouldn't have moved. But basically, this whole time, I should have replaced this tire. It's an old rear tire of my old bike. But it's been a couple hours. The stuff has actually probably solidified, though some of it has the consistency of semi-tacky rubber. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this little update video. This is all that I have so far, and I'm pretty sure the next video will probably be the painting. I won't necessarily paint it while video recording because I don't have the patience nor the time, recording space on my phone to do so. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. But I cannot speak. I have a really bad speech impediment. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. See ya. Peace.